The movie begins by showing that Young-hoo's mother had died in childbirth, leaving him to be raised by his father, a traffic police officer. As devout Catholics, they attended Mass weekly. One evening, as his father was leaving for his night shift, Young-hoo said goodbye, unaware that it would be their last farewell. On the job, his father stopped a car occupied by a couple with eerie, glowing eyes. The man wore a black ring that emitted a red light, and his face was faintly covered in what looked like scales. Suddenly, the driver sped off, dragging Young-hoo's father along with the car. The woman in the passenger seat also revealed a demonic face. Exhausted, his father eventually fell and was run over by the car.
Whoa!
Young-hoo and his grandmother rushed to the hospital after hearing the news. Seeing his father in a coma, Young-hoo felt hopeless and went to a Catholic church to pray for his recovery. A handsome priest told him that the Lord would grant his wish, but that night his father passed away. In a dream, Young-hoo's father told him to be a good man who helps others and promised to always be with him. He passed a ring to Young-hoo. At the funeral, the same priest attended, but a furious Young-hoo threw a cross at him, blaming both the priest and God for not saving his father. He called the priest a liar and a murderer. 20 years later, Young-hoo had become a professional mixed martial arts world champion. During one of his fights, he was reminded of his father's death when he saw his opponent's Christ tattoo. He heard a voice telling him to take revenge and channeled his rage to beat the man down.
Revenge. All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times.
The referee had to intervene to prevent him from killing his opponent. On his flight home, Young-hoo had another dream about his father. He was led to his father's picture, with a cross placed beside it. Due to his father's death, Young-hoo had harbored deep resentment towards God. When he heard the voice instructing him to seek vengeance, Young-hoo took up the cross to smash it. Unexpectedly, the cross was glued to his palm and set itself on fire. Black smoke emerged from his body, causing him tremendous pain. Young-hoo woke up to find his hand bleeding. Back home, he saw a doctor who dismissed the wound as normal. However, at night, a dark shadow would try to enter Young-hoo's body. Each time this happened, the stigmata-like wound on his hand would bleed, causing the dark figure to retreat. This cycle repeated for days, preventing the wound from healing and causing Young-hoo's health to deteriorate. Confused, he decided to visit a child medium. She took one look at him and told him he was covered in demons because he had turned away from God. She explained that the voice he often heard was from the devil and that his father's ring was what kept him safe. She said his wound could drive out evil spirits. Through divination, she received a sign of the cross and told him to find it south of his house at midnight, where he would meet his savior. Young-hoo found the cross, which led him to a church, but a flock of crows attacked him, so he immediately returned to his car. Inside the church, two priests, the senior Father An and the younger Father Choi, were conducting an exorcism. The priests worked together, tormenting the evil spirit, but when the possessed man finally broke free, they were defeated. Terrified, Father Choi fled, leaving Father An at risk. Curiously, the flock of crows followed Father Choi as he left. Just as the possessed man was about to strangle Father An, Young-hoo arrived and rescued him. As a champion fighter, he easily subdued the man. Furthermore, Young-hoo's bleeding palm set the possessed man on fire, causing him to scream in pain. Father An made the flames even stronger by pouring holy water, and the evil spirit was destroyed, leaving the victim unharmed. Afterward, Father An explained that Young-hoo's wound was a holy scar, like the one Jesus received during the crucifixion, which sometimes appeared on devoted believers. Young-hoo, however, was only concerned with how to heal it. Meanwhile, a demon tried to lure Young-hoo into killing Father An, who calmly read from the scriptures to soothe him. After learning about Young-hoo's past, Father An prayed in his room and left his own cross beside his bed, telling him to seek help whenever he needed it. Upon returning to his lodging, Father An met a guilt-ridden Father Choi. Father An consoled him, saying that everything was God's plan. That night, Young-hoo slept soundly with the cross nearby. The next day, enraged, he woke up and dumped the cross into the toilet bowl. Before flushing it, he picked it up and washed it, then secretly returned it to Father An's lodging. Father An, a Vatican envoy, reported to the Pope that the dark bishop he was searching for was in Korea. Meanwhile, Jisin, a pub owner, was threatened by a thug leader who demanded to be hired as a security guard. Jisin scratched his palm with a black ring and used the blood to draw a snake. His eyes began to glow red, and scales appeared on his face. Instructed by the devil, Jisin told the thug leader that his partner had gambling debts and was about to run off with money. The leader captured and beat his partner to death.
Tell me the truth.
It was revealed that Jisin was the same sadistic driver who had killed Yong-hoo's father, and his appearance had not changed in 20 years. In the pub's basement, he prayed to Satan and then killed the thug leader with a spell from a heart, offering his soul as a sacrifice. By offering innocent souls to the demon, Jisin was able to stay young. He was the dark bishop Father An was searching for. Without the cross, Yong-hoo was attacked by an evil spirit again. Helpless, he sought out Father An, who gifted him with a priceless, Pope-blessed holy object. In appreciation, Yong-hoo gave Father An a ride to his next exorcism. Since Father Choi had not recovered from his trauma, Father An had to perform the ceremony alone. As he watched Father An, Yong-hoo was reminded of his father's words about helping others and decided to accompany him. At the possessed woman's house, Father An examined her but found no demonic symptoms, though he knew some demons could disguise themselves. He instructed Yong-hoo to restrain her, then poured holy water into her mouth. This provoked the demon, which knocked Father An down. Yong-hoo rushed to pin the woman down but was thrown to the ceiling. The evil spirit then revealed that it had possessed the man who killed Yong-hoo's father 20 years ago. Enraged, Yong-hoo strangled the woman, almost killing her. Regaining his senses, he used his holy scar to burn the demon to ashes. At the same time, Jisin shed tears of blood. Father An explained the incident, relating it to the dark bishop. When Yong-hoo asked why he had a holy scar despite his disbelief, Father An said that Yong-hoo did, in fact, love God, and that his current hatred was a reflection of how deeply he once loved. They then asked the girl who she had recently met, but before she could answer, she began crying tears of blood. Jisin had started a ritual to offer her soul to Satan. Fortunately, Father An was able to save her life and destroy the doll through which Jisin was manipulating her. Rescued, the lady broke down in fear. Father An and Yong-hoo decided to visit her again. The two demon fighters then shared a feast, during which Father An drank beer openly, and a friendship was forged between them. Jisin became aware that Father An was hunting him and received a revelation. Following Satan's instructions, he found a boy at an orphanage who was being bullied and brainwashed him into giving his body to an evil spirit. Jisin then purposely ran into Yong-hoo, impersonating Father Choi. Yong-hoo, who had never seen Father Choi's face, was convinced because Jisin's body matched what he remembered. Jisin lied, claiming to have a similar mark and that the more he used it, the weaker he became. He accused Father An of being a demon who abused his power and warned Yong-hoo not to help him. Meanwhile, at the orphanage, the nuns were chanting for the possessed boy. When Father An learned of the boy's situation, he called Yong-hoo, but Yong-hoo, affected by Jisin's lie, did not answer. Father An set off alone. He restrained the boy, forced out the demon's name with his ring, and drove the evil spirit out. The boy then let out a piercing scream. It turned out that 666 evil spirits had inhabited him. Although the boy was more manageable than adult victims, 666 spirits were overwhelming. The boy beat up Father An, whose face was covered in blood. A nun rescued him with a cross, but was then put in danger herself. In the nick of time, Yong-hoo arrived and saved both the nun and Father An. The holy scar on Yong-hoo's palm had immense spiritual power. Coupled with his blood, the demons were burned up. Yong-hoo added holy water, and the flames shot up to the heavens, clearing all the evil spirits. In response, Jisin sent a dog to kill the boy, sacrificing his innocent soul to Satan and receiving a poisonous fang in return. Father An and Yong-hoo heard about the boy's death. As Father An prayed for the boy's soul, the lights flickered, and Yang-hu saw Ji-sin appear and disappear. Yang-hu left Father An behind to give chase, only to fall into Ji-sin's trap. By the time he returned, Father An was a hostage, with Ji-sin holding the poisonous fang to his throat. Ji-sin threatened Yang-hu, demanding that he give up the holy scar gifted by God. Yang-hu complied. Father An silently prayed for him before pushing the fang into his own flesh. Ji-sin then fled into the darkness. Yang-hu took Father An to the church and entrusted him to Father Choi's care. To save Father An, Yang-hu decided to impale Ji-sin. Before he left, Father An passed his exorcism ring to him. Father Choi also gave Yang-hu a robe blessed by the Pope, a gift from Father An, which would protect him from evil. Fully armored, Yang-hu rode off on his motorbike, having obtained the Dark Bishop's address from the woman they had saved. Meanwhile, Ji-sin made all his followers possessed by demons. When Yang-hu arrived, he had to clear the followers first. With his new holy weapons, he took down the evil spirits one by one. Fearing for his life, Ji-sin begged Satan for salvation. Satan ordered him to pierce his heart with the toxic fang and jump into a pool of sacrifice. Desperate, Ji-sin stabbed himself and leaped into the pool. Yang-hu arrived just in time to witness him fall in. Shortly after, Ji-sin transformed into a powerful snake-like beast. The battle began, but Yang-hu's holy scar was ineffective on the mutated Ji-sin, and he was quickly overpowered. Ji-sin toyed with him, then surprised him with the toxic fang. The poison entered Yang-hu's body, and he was cast into darkness. In the dark, a streak of light shone, and his father walked toward him. Yang-hu cried tears of joy. His father kept his promise of always being with him and protecting him. He then reinforced the power of Yang-hu's holy scar with his kindness. Yang-hu awoke, his hand burning with divine fury to eradicate the demons. He was surprised to discover that the flame had cleared the toxin from his body. The battle with Ji-sin resumed, and with Yang-hu's fury at full strength, the fight became a tight, back-and-forth struggle. To gain the advantage, Yang-hu took out Father An's ring and held it in his palm. He pierced the holy scar with the ring, causing blood to flow out and increase the power of his divine fury. In the final confrontation, he severely wounded the Dark Bishop with a single blow, then pulled the fang from his heart and burned it to ashes with a devouring fire. Ji-sin died completely. As Yang-hu left the altar, countless hands stretched out from below to drag Ji-sin's corpse to hell. Having destroyed both the Dark Bishop and the toxic fang, Father An fully recovered. After this ordeal, the two men hugged each other. Father An returned to Rome safely and sent his cross to Father Choi, encouraging him to become a great exorcist. So, what did you think of the movie? Leave it in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe for more movie recaps. See you in the next video.